Hello, all you beautiful neurospicy people, and welcome back to episode 3 of the Trigger series. In case you're new to the channel, I'm Chantal, a neurospicy person myself, and I support the mental and cognitive well-being of neurodivergent people. In episode 2, we talked about how triggers show up, how they hijack your body, your tone, your thoughts, often before you even realize what's happening. We also talked about how neurodivergent brains tend to feel things faster and louder, which means we often notice the aftermath long before we notice the buildup. Today, we're shifting from looking back at what triggered you to catching it in real time. Because when you start noticing the trigger as they happen, not an hour later when you're ruminating and replaying the whole conversation in your head over and over again, you start to build awareness, compassion, and choice. You stop being ruled by old emotional stories, the ones that you make up in your head, and start rewiring them. So think of your triggers like emotional tripwires. They don't announce themselves, they just fire. But your body often whispers before it shouts. So it might look like your jaw getting tighter, your shoulders are creeping up, your breathing gets more shallow, or your chest starts to feel hot. Those are your early warning signs. Your nervous system's way of saying, I don't feel safe right now. So if you can notice those physical cues in the moment, you interrupt the pattern before the story takes over. That's awareness. That's the pause that changes everything. So let's zoom in for a second on what's happening in your brain, the whole neuroscience aspect of it. For people with ADHD or other forms of neurodivergence, our brains have a more sensitive social alarm system. The amygdala, so that part of your brain that detects threat, doesn't just light up for physical danger. It reacts to emotional danger too. Things like criticism, disapproval, or perceived rejection. Because dopamine regulation is different in ADHD, feedback and rejection actually register as a bigger threat. It's not that you're too sensitive. It's that your brain literally feels rejection as danger. That's what we call rejection sensitivity dysphoria, or RSD. It's your brain saying this feels unsafe, even when the present moment isn't dangerous at all. Here's what that looks like in real time. Someone says something neutral like, you forgot to text me back. Your brain instantly interprets it as, I disappointed them again. Your body reacts, and your response, whether it's snapping, okay, it's not my fault, I was busy, or over apologizing, I'm so sorry, I feel terrible, I didn't mean to, or just shutting down altogether, that all comes from that emotional place, not from the logic or clarity. So it's like a domino effect. Words, interpretation, emotion, reaction. The goal isn't to stop that first domino, it's to notice it before it knocks over all the rest. So what can you do in that moment? Try one of these. Pause your body, not your breath. Take a short inhale and a long exhale. It tells your nervous system we're safe enough to stay present. Name it. Quietly say to yourself, I'm feeling triggered. Naming it helps shift you from emotional brain, which is the limbic system, to your rational brain, the prefrontal cortex. Ground yourself in your senses. Notice one thing you can see, one thing you can feel, one thing you can hear. That simple act brings you back into the present. And then reframe gently. Ask, what else could this mean? Curiosity softens defensiveness. You can also ask a clarifying question. This gives the other person space to explain and gives you time to regulate. So example, instead of reacting to, you forgot to text me back, try, hey, are you upset that I didn't reply? Or just wondering what happened? That small question can completely shift the tone of the moment. Catching your triggers in real time doesn't mean you'll never get triggered again. It means you start meeting those moments with awareness instead of on autopilot. Every time you do, you loosen the grip of those old emotional stories, and little by little, you start wiring new ones, grounded in safety, not survival. In episode 4, we'll explore how to work through those triggers long-term, how to repair after rupture, rebuild trust in your body, and stay connected even when things get hard. Until next time.